Let's get it on.
That's my favorite Mariah Carey song. Let's get it on.
Let me tell you what, everybody. This was a fucking nightmare. Nothing decided to work tonight. The laptop didn't work.
Normally. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the laptop didn't work. Then finally it turned on, but it was like freaking out. Then after the laptop not working, we got a different laptop in, got everything set up, and then it wouldn't take a window display capture. And then that didn't fucking work. So then we had to switch back to the laptop that didn't work originally. Then magically that laptop decided it was gonna work. So original laptop worked, and now we're on the original.
We normally
laptop. It's some bullshit.
Say that we're gonna start at 7:30, and then we normally start around 7:45. It's currently 9 o'clock. It's been a whirlwind.
It's been fucking horrible. I'm really excited.
Do you want to intro our show, or do you want me to do it?
I want you to intro the show.
It'll cheer you up, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the ABCs of Bad Movies with Alex and Jeff.
What up, everyone? Happy letter G.
We're on the letter G.
Hey.
That's how we say it. Hey. And tonight's movie, I have no idea what it is.
Yes, I picked tonight's movie. Hopefully it's bad in the best way.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it.
Done a little bit of research on it. This movie is called The Giant Claw.
The Giant Claw.
The Giant Claw. The Giant Claw. It came out in 1957, directed by Fred F. Sears, starring Jeff Morrow, Corday, and Morris Ankrum.
I don't know about this movie though.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this movie. So I'll start with some trivia about this movie. That's irregardless of the trivia we're gonna be discussing later.
Thank God.
This is more for the viewers to understand like what this movie is about, and how this movie came to be and such, because those are gonna definitely be questions. So this movie came out in 1957. The directors and producers, maybe I think it's just the producers, two guys. I don't remember their names, but they were known for producing B-roll movies in the 50s.
Oh, they're like those people.
Yeah.
It's not that it's considered like cheesy and crappy back then.
Yeah, it's not like this is just a movie that today looks like shit. It's like a movie that back then looked like shit.
Oh, great.
And like audiences
like
thought it was
shit.
a bad.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited to
That's
experience this
awesome.
movie with you.
I like that.
And I also can't wait to go to the trivia at the end of this.
You have it already?
Yeah, and I've already looked it up. So, Alex doesn't know what we're drinking tonight.
I don't know. It's a shout out for me.
Yeah! Shout out to Alex. Alex ABC's gonna be drinking from G.
For ye.
So, tonight we're drinking... There are actually 3 correct answers. There's really 2 correct answers and then a super answer if you thought about it. So, the main drink tonight is Guinness.
I love Guinness.
Yes.
I don't really drink it a lot, but I love it.
Coupled with a cider, apple cider.
What?
And if you mix the 2 together, it's called a snake bite. And actually something really cool, we'll show this on camera. When you pour the 2, you pour the cider first, then you pour the Guinness, and they remain separated in the glass. So you have the cider on the bottom, Guinness on the top.
Like a salad dressing that you haven't shaken up.
Yeah, and then, but when you drink, it's all one.
All right.
And it's fucking awesome.
I'm
so
there.
I'm going to go get
sold.
those drinks.
He made them. I refused to look at them. I stayed in the other room while he made them because I wanted it to be a surprise. He says, I got this movie for you. I got these drinks for you. It's all going to be a surprise. So I can't wait. Oh, look at that. It looks like a black and tan kind of. Look at that. You know what it looks like? You know those gummy candies?
Shit.
The gummy Coke
the
bottle
root beer
candies?
thing? Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like that kind of candy.
So we'll see if my mix was good, but cheers.
It smells like a Guinness.
Yeah, so the whole point of it's called we call it a snake bite. But the point of the cider with the Guinness is it takes the bitter out of the Guinness and it just becomes like a
what if
sweet
I like
stout.
The bitter?
Oh, I love a regular Guinness on its own, but
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It tastes like a fruity Guinness.
It's refreshing.
It tastes like a fruity Guinness.
I tell you what, so
I'm gonna drink this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, so there's actually almost 2 full bottles in here.
Oh,
that's what I was saying. You're doubling up.
Guinness or
Guinness
and
the
cider?
Combined.
Oh, awesome! So
like
it's 2 drinks for one.
Yeah, 3/4.
You want to just slam these right now?
Yeah, it's been that fucking.
It's been one of those days. I've already had 2. I've had 2 drinks before we even recorded because I'm useless. So for your sake, Well, look at the dead eyes.
Man, I'm just looking at my computer, fucking failing and dropping frames like a bitch. I hope the stream is okay for you guys. So, doubly excited. Damn, he's going to fucking town.
That wasn't that much.
It sounded like a lot.
It's
Well, at the same time, there is
I
two
hope
beers
the
in here.
mic caught that.
There is 2 beers in here. Do some ASMR real quick.
Yeah. When I was talking about my buddy last week that might be a guest on our show, when you have a guest on, I learned this from personal experience because we had 2, 3, 4. We had like 4 or 5 guests on because it was just chaos and we were constantly drunk and we didn't care about format or anything. So we had a whole bunch of guests. And some of them were good, some of them were bad. But this guy, I say, all right, we're recording now. And he instantly he had a candy wrapper.
Oh my god.
And he starts crinkling it right at the microphone. And he goes, and some ASMR for it. And he's just crinkling this wrapper. And I was like,
Oh.
well, this guy knows. This guy knows it. Yeah, I agree.
Whew.
Let's see if we can catch some Alex swallows first, too.
Yes. Yes. So.
Oh, and before we start,
What?
sorry. Before we start, I'm actually editing now.
Yes.
I have the first episode, I have Apartment 1303 edited.
Claps for Alex. Good job editing. I've already listened to it twice.
Now
and
I
I've
just
heard,
need to figure out how to set up an RSS.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know about. So I know about the Twitch streaming.
I'm
You know
doing
all
the
about the
audio
podcasting.
stuff.
So
I'm doing
I
all
don't.
the audio. So
Yeah.
I'll figure that all out. Edit
Mhm.
3 more, submit them, and then they'll be up on iTunes. I guess I can start. Well, I need to make an RSS first, and then I can put them on SoundCloud now. So we'll figure that out. I have a long weekend.
Nice.
'Cause
Oh
it's
yeah,
holiday.
President's Day.
Yeah. So I'll
Thanks,
be a little
Chris.
busy on Monday, but I think I can work on it. So
Yeah.
we're getting there.
There's
we're
a-
actually doing stuff.
Yeah, and I've actually already put up one whole clip on YouTube
There it is.
that I didn't actually edit. I just used Twitch to edit. So. So forced.
It wasn't.
So, okay, wait. So, part G of this.
Part G.
Part
That's
G
what
of
we
this
call them.
of this
we call
intro.
them parts.
So, not only are we drinking the snake bite, but I also told Alex that we're going to be playing a drinking game during tonight's stream. And you guys, if you're watching later
Or
or listening
to the commentary.
yep, or watching right now, and you'll be watching the movie with us, you're going to play. You should play this drinking game too.
Am I
Unless
the
you're
only one
driving.
playing? Or
No,
are
we're
you
both
also-
gonna play.
Okay.
So we're gonna drink. This will mean nothing to you right now, but we're gonna drink every single time somebody in the movie says the word battleship.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
That's an easy game.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's watch our movie, The Letter G. It's called Battleship.
Well, hold on. We need to refresh our drinks because
Yeah.
we're out here. So I'll go pour us 2 more.
That is a very easy to drink. I'm super burpy now. The 2 drinks that I had before were, oh god, seltzers. So I'm already burpy from those. And those are 6%ers of seltzers. So if I was a younger man, I'd be done for the night. But I'm not a younger man. And after watching Jeff suffer and doing absolutely nothing to help him for the past 90 minutes, I'm ready to drink some beer. Because it stressed me out.
Okay. So are you ready to start? I'm
we're
ready.
ready to
We have
start.
our drinks in hand.
Do I have to pee? I'll hold it.
Let's fucking do it, man. I'm
All right.
excited. The giant claw.
Let's fucking do it. All right. What? Did you guys see that crab in the sky?
This guy's a dick. I don't like him. I hope he dies. It's all your fault for telling us there's a battleship in the sky.
That can't be a cloud. It's got to be some sort of sky battleship.
We got a French guy.
Hello.
High five. High five.
My wife.
He has the vagine like a wizard sleeve.
This is what people came to watch.
Oh, is he gonna make out with her? That's fucking rape! What the fuck? What the fuck? I stick to the rules, but that rape was okay. You guys want to be the first in the mile club?
The Mile Club. No fucking way! It's a giant turkey!
What the fuck? What do you think? Is it a wolf with the body of a woman?
Pierre, Pierre, I don't know what kind of women they have up here in Quebec, but what I
was
suggest
that?
is building a paper mache bird
Female.
with the face of a wolf and the body of a man, since this one has the body of a woman, with wings,
Yes.
and a giant beepus, the size of a battleship.
Second time he asked for putting on pants. In the movie, for the record.
Whoa, this, okay. What?
I fucking love this movie. Battleship, drink, bitch. So I'm looking forward to the trivia tonight because
So we're back. We're on discussion now.
Whoa, what?
You have to transition.
That was a fucking awesome movie.
I was gonna say that was a fucking movie. So pretty close.
That was a fucking movie right there, folks.
Well, we just watched the letter yay.
He
Yay. G is for good times.
Yep.
G is for guineas.
G is for the giant claw.
G is for beer.
G is for gear.
Year.
Here. So we just watched The Giant Claw, a movie neither of us has ever seen. And
For one, no, that's not true. I was gonna say like this is the first time we have both not seen a movie, but Apartment 1303 we haven't seen.
yeah. Cybernator was new
we
to
haven't
both
seen.
of us.
Evolver we haven't seen.
This is fresh full of brand new movies for
Did you
both of us.
watch Dune?
No.
Okay, so the
Feels
other
new
ones
for
were
me.
movies that I had seen,
Yeah.
and now this was actually the first one that was actually good that we haven't seen. The last couple times where we've both haven't seen the movie, it's been shit.
Well, Evolver wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm drunk.
Fair enough.
Evolver was great, but this movie was,
This movie took the cake for me, to be honest. I had a lot of fun watching this.
and you were so ready to jump into trivia.
I
But that's
know.
not the order of the show.
I
We
know.
have to do plot synopsis first. And guess who didn't pay attention to the plot at all?
You, hey,
Me. So,
because you're having too much fucking fun.
I mean, I drank a couple before, and then I said, let's chug these. And then, as you're filling it, after we chugged, before we even started watching the movie, so then
Together, you and I
I'm
finished
gonna
12.
do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna count drinks.
Yep.
I was 4 in before we even started, and you were 2 in,
Yep.
which isn't bad. 4 in is a little different.
Foreign in a matter
the
of
jump
2
between
hours.
the jump between 2 and 4 is a bit. It's a bit of a jump. So I don't fucking remember anything. So, can
I
you
will say
please-
for the record, between the two of us, we finished 12, and then you finished an additional 14.
14.
Like 14 total, you plus the 2 you had to begin with.
Okay,
And then we
so
finished
total
12.
we had 14.
Yeah, yeah. But you with your additional pre-game here, that
6
was
and
2.
6 and me plus
Yeah.
2. So I have a handicap.
Yeah. I have the handicap
But in the
to
good-
catch up
but
to you.
A
That's how
handicap
golf works.
in a better way, like not like a golf way,
Okay.
where I'm
yes.
like crazy into it.
Yes.
I'm all about it.
Yes.
All right, let's fucking talk about this plot.
So,
what
I
happened
don't-
in the giant claw?
Well, we'll go to trivia here.
Mm-mm.
No? Oh yeah, plot synopsis. That's right. That's how this shit works.
Come on,
Fuck.
it's
Shit.
it's week yay. Like we should know how this.
I'm
works.
just really excited about the trivia.
Plot trivia, random thoughts. Like
Okay.
that's what we do. And I have some random.
So
thoughts,
plot synopsis. I'll go ahead and take the lead on this one since you were just having a good time.
Useless.
So they're in the Arctic, and they're trying to calibrate some radar. And Mitch,
We initially thought they were in the Antarctic.
the Antarctic,
We can't say Antarctic.
Antarctic.
Okay. So,
So,
that's where we
yeah.
thought we were
So-
hanging out with penguins.
Yeah. So they're
But
in
we
the
were actually with polar bears.
they're in the Arctic, and they're calibrating some radar. And there's an electronics engineer being the pilot to help calibrate this radar, and he sees some fucking shit. He sees something, and they scramble the jets, and he describes it as as big as a battleship. And that seems to be the running theme. That's why we played the drinking game of every time they say battleship, you drink. Because everyone makes fun of the size. So it's a blur to him, and they scramble some jets, and one of the jets goes missing, and then they call the guy crazy. He's like, "You're crazy." But then once a different transport,
they call the guy crazy. They say, "Listen,
look, it was
crazy."
Yeah, they didn't see it on radar, and one of our planes went missing. It's all your fault. So they don't believe him until like a different transport goes missing.
Yeah, it was back it was like Bluetooth nowadays. Like no one believes that you have it.
Yeah, and
That's
so
not really.
So then the electronics engineer and then this chick who is the radar operator, they go back to New York City, and on the plane we get some rapey vibes, and the guy just kisses the girl while she's passed out on this plane.
She's asleep.
Yeah, she's passed out.
I remember this. She's asleep, and this guy goes, this is my shot. Got to shoot my shot. And just starts to kiss her, and she wakes up, embraces the kiss for a sec, then turns on her little seat light, and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then
this was an amazing movie.
They argue for a bit about like the kissing thing, and then
they start talking about the monster.
They pull out a map, and the guy's like, "And here's a point where a plane went down, and here's a point where the plane went down, and here's a point when the plane went down. And if you draw a line that is a circle,
if you draw a heliocentric circle,
it all loops out, and it looks like the shell of a hermit crab,
aka not the golden rule. It's
the golden rule.
It's a golden ratio. It looks like the golden ratio plotted out.
And then some dude peeks up above their seat.
He's like, "Shut the fuck up." He's pretty much like, "Shut the fuck up." So basically, then they get to where they're going, and actually, we even skipped a very important plot part. They are fleeing the Arctic, and they crash land
in French
Canada, and then they stay the night at this guy Pierre's house. Pierre passes out during an electrical thunderstorm, because he sees the bird, the not bird chupacabra, because I don't remember what he called it. But it's the chupacabra.
He described it as. I don't know how you remember this.
It had the head of a wolf and the body of a woman.
With wings.
With wings.
So,
that was very important.
Here's my biggest issue with your claim that you haven't seen this movie.
What?
Is the second he said that, Jeff leans over to me and goes, "You want to guess what this monster looks like?" And then whispers into both microphones. And he clearly said, "That's not what it looks like." And he goes, like, "Just wait till you see the face of this wolf." And then the monster shows up, and it looks like a shitty bird.
I didn't watch the movie. I saw like the clipping of it. You know, like when you look for the thing, it had basically like this face as the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew why it looked really shitty.
And like if you're watching on Twitch, you can see the face. This
right
is the
here.
face of a wolf, and it has the ideal neck of a woman, which is infinite, and then and then it also has wings.
Yep.
My ideal woman, super long neck.
How long? Is it like as long as the body?
Breast covered in feathers.
Does she have wings?
Also talons.
Does she have wings?
No, that's just the wings are a plus.
Is that just her hand structure?
No. I'm saying the body of my ideal body of a woman. Let's forget face. Let's forget wings. My ideal body of a woman. So chin down.
Yep.
Extremely long neck. Giraffe-esque, if you can.
Sure.
If you can picture that. Very ideal. That's an ideal woman.
Yes. Yes.
Chest and back covered in feathers.
So soft.
Legs stretch also down, much like a chicken's legs would.
Would she have an inverted knee?
And the bottom part of the perfect woman's body.
Inverted knee and talons?
The feet specifically, talons.
How about the inverted knee?
Claws.
Can I just go back to the inverted knee?
Yeah, they're
Does she-
backwards for sure.
Yes.
That's how you run.
That's the
That's how you
hottest.
run.
That's the best part of women. The backwards knee.
If a woman has ostrich legs, like that's a woman.
If a woman's an ostrich, that's a fucking woman.
It reminds me of that song.
What song? What song?
I was gonna start singing a song, but it's definitely not the words, so I'm not gonna sing it.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Bend me, shape me any way you want it. As long as you love me, it's alright. So I'm thinking of a woman whose knees are bent the other way. Perfect woman.
So,
Let's continue the plot.
yeah. So Pierre like passes out, and basically the rapey guy and the girl, they go to Washington D.C. They meet with the general. They scramble some fighter jets. The fighter jets missiles don't do shit against this bird because reasons. Then basically they find out. They go through the whole discussion of what an atom is, and
What is an atom?
an atom is a thing. It's a building block of life in all of creation. So, and
Like
there's-
Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Well, like atom and anti-atom, which is also antimatter. So, basically they conclude the bird is a bird, but it has an antimatter shield. And so they have to figure out a way to get the antimatter shield taken off. The electronics guy figures out how to fucking take an antimatter shield down using a what kind of thing? A miso soup?
A meson.
A meson?
Or was it a mason?
A mason
They
jar?
called it a mason,
Yeah.
which apparently is not how you pronounce it.
No.
That's what you said.
I don't remember what it was.
You definitely said it.
A
This is
mason?
where I cut in where it's me saying it. So, from my physics major friends from college,
Sure.
it's pronounced mesons.
Yes. A meson.
It's pronounced a mason.
So basically, they're gonna shoot this stream of meson particles at this creature, and
Wow, I just
that's
got a
gonna.
very vivid sexual piece of mental imagery. When you said shoot a mason, keep going.
So they're shit. They're gonna shoot this particle at the bird. It's gonna destroy the shield. Then they're gonna shoot some missiles at it. Bird's gonna die. Call it a day. And that's pretty much what happens. So that's the plot. In all honesty, all the in-between stuff was pretty boring. Besides the fact that the bird laid an egg, they shot the egg. The egg was the egg was destroyed, basically. They destroyed the egg. Yeah, they shot it with some guns, and they made huge holes in the egg with their guns. So, yeah, you would think one hole in the egg would ruin the egg. You'd also think the egg would be fucking thick enough, but nope. Nope, that's not how it works in Birdland here. That's Birdland, by the way. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-ba-ba-dum. Yeah, because I don't
Bum
remember.
rush the plot.
Shit.
This is a good bit.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
I don't remember everything that they were saying because we were talking during all the exposition.
The overall plot was clearly, we need to figure out how to kill the wolf-faced woman with wings that we can see on screen here. and they just couldn't figure it out, and then they finally did figure it out, and then they killed it, but Pierre died.
Yeah.
Like,
Poor
that's all
Pierre.
I fucking care about is Pierre.
Hey, you are lucky. That's how I found you guys.
Oh, you are very lucky.
Did you kiss the woman on the airplane while she was asleep?
Bon fat for you, pour deux.
Por tu, eh.
You've been to Europe.
All Europe is France.
I love France. I love Paris.
It's okay.
I love Paris.
It's okay.
Paris reminds me of New York.
It's okay.
Paris is like New York, but it instead of a 60-hour work week, it's a 30-hour work week, and then you also have no leash laws.
It's okay.
I loved it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
France was great. Paris
I think
is
one
okay.
day I'll convince Gracie to just move to Paris, but she doesn't like the 30-hour work week. She thinks it's lazy, and I'm like, I cannot disagree with you more. And she goes, I work with all these French people. Never get anything done.
They didn't.
Hey, but look at they're doing fine.
It's okay. They would never see it because they're too busy being lazy.
It's because we don't speak French.
Oh, really?
Hang on.
Okay, so can we finally start some goddamn
Before
trivia?
we move on from the France thing.
Très bien.
Très bien.
So can we start with this damn trivia?
Yeah. Fuck the plot.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie. It was shit, and I loved it. And who gives
I
a
love
shit
this
about the
movie
plot?
so much, actually.
This
I'm not
movie
gonna
was a
lie.
lot of fun, and I think we're giving a lot of discredit to it for not talking about it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to rush past what happened in the movie because
Everybody watched it with
Because
us.
the
You guys
movie-
all watched this movie.
no,
with us.
because the movie was so good. But the problem was, the plot was very straightforward.
Yeah, there's
We've
a bird,
We've got a sexy wolf-faced woman with wings.
giant bird.
Got a sexy wolf-faced woman-bodied winged creature. Gotta
Yep.
kill it.
With antimatter shield.
And that's a totally 50s theme.
Yeah.
Any sort of woman-bodied thing with power, gotta put it down. It's too communist. It's too Soviet. Gotta
Yep.
put it down.
So, we don't have a budget game this time,
No budget game. That's okay.
but I do have a separate game.
This is just first time doing trivia and budget games, so it's totally understandable that he totally fucked up and wasn't able to.
This movie was also made in 1957, and I don't think they counted budget for B-roll movies.
If it was in theaters, they would have.
I don't know if it made
probably wasn't in
theaters.
theaters. Is
Yeah,
probably why.
I don't think it was. Put
And
in
we've
theaters.
had movies before where it's like there was no budget because it wasn't in the theaters.
Well,
so
that's
you
gonna
don't-
go
you
in the
can't have
trivia.
you can't have a box office for it. You
Th-
could have a
that's-
budget.
That's gonna go in trivia. Well, there definitely was a budget, but I have no idea how they made up for it or anything like that.
They probably didn't. It's okay.
So
So let's.
Well,
so,
I do
hang
have a
on,
game
hang
for-
on.
I do have a guessing
before,
game.
But I was gonna say before we start the trivia,
Sure.
am I gonna be guessing things of trivia?
yes,
Fan.
but
All right.
kind
Well,
of just
n-
a
No,
a
no,
couple,
no more
not a lot.
questions. I love it. I love
Okay.
trying to guess things.
So I do have a question for you for a budget.
Okay.
For
You said you didn't have a
how
budget.
well how much this thing cost. So
That's
how-
a budget.
well that's not this whole movie. How much do you think the monster, the giant claw, how much do you think that thing cost?
That prop.
Yes.
Are we talking $57?
Yeah.
$1957? Okay. So before I give an answer, I'm going to try to verbally rationale what I'm thinking. Okay?
Go.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
So, first off, it's 1957. So,
Yep.
if I were to think like this was a good piece of CGI, I'd assume at least like $10 million.
Yeah.
But
that's
we're
fair.
not in modern day. We're in 1957. So $10 million back then was probably around $100. I think that's pretty
Whoa,
fair.
that's a huge jump.
I think that's pretty fair.
I don't think that's fair.
There is a shot in this movie where you see the bird, the now dead bird, hit the water,
Yes.
and it's very clear that the bird is about the size of like a normal bird, like probably 2-3 feet, maybe 4 feet, including the neck.
Sure. From that
So
shot.
I'm gonna guess from that, I think that this prop overall cost $9,000 or $10,000.
That's a pretty good answer.
What is the correct value?
It has been reported that the marionette of the giant claw monster, made by a model maker in, guess where?
France.
Mexico City,
Yeah. Perfect.
Cost the producer Sam Katzman a mere $50.
Fuck my asshole. Are you serious? $50?
I'm fucking serious.
That is so fantastic. You know what? Maybe I was still thinking modern day prices on the 9 to 10. I thought I was close. I thought I was close when you're like, that's a pretty good guess.
It cost him $50.
$50. That makes me think about this whole movie.
The whole premise of the movie, and it costs $50.
That just makes me think about the whole movie. Like, how much could this whole movie have cost if this prop was $50?
I know.
The whole movie, like, you can't even throw out a number because I have no idea how much film stock cost back then. Like,
so I have more.
Because it's yeah, we're gonna do that, but like this is the whole point. Is like I want to talk about this for a sec. That's the whole point of the podcast is to have a discussion.
I'm sorry. It's $50
He's
fucking
so excited.
dollars.
The first time he's doing trivia, he's super excited. He's like, next piece of trivia, I'm so ready. $50 is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's a bargain. Like good like.
Outsourced to Mexico.
If you're doing a job where you're trying to make the most money on a product, you want to spend as little on that product as possible.
Yeah, you optimize your profit.
So it makes sense. But I'm just thinking, okay, so the prop that they used extensively in the movie was $50. That saves them a lot of money.
Yep.
The big cost has got to be the actors and the film stock.
Yep.
It has to be those two things.
I mean, they did use a lot of planes, so they did have to get some.
And I have
footage.
no concept of what a dollar is now compared to 57. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Which is why I was thinking $9,000 to $10,000 was fair for a prop. Maybe that's fair now. Like I just have no concept of it. I was trying to lowball it.
I know.
But I don't know if that's because this movie was so shittily made or because it was made in 57. Like, I have no judgment on it.
I think the answer is yes to that question.
Like,
yes, it was shittily made, and yes, the dollar was different.
They were. So I'm just wondering, where was I wrong on my dollar guess? Was I wrong on because of the time that this movie was made, or was I wrong because I grossly overestimate how much a prop should cost in general? Yeah. I don't know where I'm wrong. So I don't know how, like, but you're definitely spending money shooting the film on film. The film stock costs money.
Yep.
That costs a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
And then your actors will cost money.
Yep.
So I have no idea what this budget would be.
I don't either.
And I know you don't know. But this is just raising a lot of questions, that the fact that this thing costs $50.
Yeah. The whole premise of the movie cost $50. Like, that was their investment.
Like I'm really confused. Like, what was, like, a successful movie back then? Like, not just, like, making a profit. Like, what was, like, a blockbuster? Like, they didn't have blockbuster movies back then.
Well,
the first blockbuster movie, which I know, that's a piece of trivia. What is the first blockbuster movie ever made that was called a blockbuster or considered a blockbuster?
I don't know.
You don't know? I could quote a line from it, or I can paraphrase a line from it.
Go for it.
You ever see a shark-sized chief got like a doll's eyes, all black and lifeless like?
Is that supposed to be Jaws?
Yes. It was Jaws. Jaws was the first blockbuster movie of all time. This is the first ever blockbuster movie. I've actually gotten a lot of points for trivia teams and bars because of that answer.
Good job, man.
That's a classic trivia question: is what is the first, or what is the earliest blockbuster? And Jaws is always on there, and Jaws happens to be the first.
So I'll give
Did you find the budget?
No, but I'll give you a reference film from that time.
Okay.
Godzilla, 1954, 3 years prior to this movie.
First Godzilla film.
Yes.
So here's my problem with that Japanese-made film. They're in an economic recession post World War II.
It's okay. I know. I still have the USA
Do you have
translation.
a budget? Do you have a budget for Godzilla?
Yes.
Okay.
Sadly, it's not in. Well, I can transpose this a little bit.
Can you translate it
so
to
they made
American
money.
dollars?
Yeah. So they made money on this movie.
I just care about the budget.
The budget was $100 million Japanese currency, I think, is yen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 100 million yen. They made at box office 183 million yen.
What is the yen?
That translates to $562,000 US.
Wow. And that
So
came out
basically
in 53?
54.
54?
So the box office was basically in US a little over $250,000 US.
Okay.
And they doubled their money.
So their
almost.
budget was 125,000. You're saying American.
Their budget was about 250,000 American.
250,000 American. Okay.
About.
So this movie 3 years later has got to be at most
Like 225,000 maybe.
This movie in American has got to be at most $20,000.
Yeah.
This movie is garbage. It's a hot pile of garbage.
Yeah.
There's no way they spent that kind of money.
Definitely not.
Okay. So, all right. I mean, that was a pretty good thing to compare to.
I think.
Yeah. It's fair. It's fair because similar time frame. And
Similar
it's also
movie
fair
genre.
And I don't even care about the genre. It's similar because that movie was so successful. So I can picture successful movie that they clearly knew was going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to this, which they knew was not going to be successful.
Right.
So I can consider successful movie versus this piece of fucking shit. So I'll say this movie probably spent about 10% of that budget. So I'm going to say like $25,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just more clear me not understanding money where I'm saying that this prop cost $10,000.
So on the topic of I think there's a good segue to the next piece of trivia on the budget and about the monster.
I was going to say let's do next trivia. Let's do it.
That is, the producers originally planned to use a stop motion model created by Ray Harryhausen for the bird. But, however, due to budgetary limitations, they were forced to use a marionette.
So they didn't have the money for stop motion.
So they wasted all their budget on the actors and said, fuck it, this entire premise of the movie, this monster, we're just going to spend $50 on.
Yeah. You know, it's a business.
Yeah. So
it's totally fair.
Yeah. And another consistent segue here that we talked about Godzilla.
Oh, here we go.
So this movie, The Giant Claw, was jokingly listed as number 1 on Cinemassacre's top 10 giant monsters, beating out the likes of Godzilla, King Kong, and Gamera. So this movie was well known back in the day.
What year was that?
57. I don't know what year this award was given. I don't know what year this award was given.
With this top 10 list?
No, I'm not sure.
I was going to say there's no way in 57 they're ranking this number 1.
Yeah, well, this movie beat out Godzilla in somebody's top 10 rank.
So is someone making a joke?
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny. I like it.
Yeah. Fuck that. So, again on the topic of the monster, and the budget, and how the movie came out, and how audiences received it. Are you ready for this? This is a long piece of trivia, but it's pretty worth it. In an interview, star Jeff Morrow, the electronics engineer, said
McAfee,
that neither he nor anyone on the film saw the title monster. They never saw the marionette until they went to the film's premiere in Morrow's hometown, in the main actor's hometown.
No! How fucking embarrassing.
It turned out that producer Sam Katzman had contracted with a low-budget model maker in Mexico City to construct the giant claw, and no one in the cast or crew had any idea it would come out looking like as bizarre and frankly laughable as it did. Morrow said that the audience roared with laughter every time the monster made an appearance, and he wound up slinking in embarrassment out of the theater before the film was over so that no one who knew him would recognize him.
I'd just like to point out, halfway through that piece of trivia, I'm just looking at this wolf-faced woman with wings. Like they clear here's what's great about this. You clearly know when they originally thought of this, when that screenwriter was writing, he had an actual vision of wolf-faced
Yep.
woman's body, wings.
Yep.
And then the budget didn't account for it, and they had to do this in post.
Yep.
So everyone's done. Like, film's wrapped, right?
Yep. It's a series.
So every actor in that movie is thinking something in their head because they haven't seen it. They're all thinking something different.
And probably all different.
That is wolf-faced woman with wings. So they're all thinking of some sort of horrific, like,
weird monster.
What's that, like, Greek mythological creature with wings?
Like Valkyrie?
A harpy.
A harpy.
It's like a harpy.
Gotcha.
Like they're definitely all picturing harpies.
Sure.
So for people that don't know what a harpy is, I didn't see the word harpy, but I saw a picture and I was like, that's it, harpy. A harpy is like a beautiful naked woman, like giant eagle wings that match the proportions of a human body, and then their feet are like talons, and they have like fangs.
Okay.
They don't have beaks, they have like fangs, and they like rip you to fucking shreds. And they eat people. They're horrifying monsters.
These are people without glasses back in the day.
It's clearly what they're imagining for this, right?
Yeah. Or
like
something similar.
So here's my logic behind this, where it's clearly the writer was imagining a harpy, but didn't want to say harpy.
Or just a giant bird.
Wolf-faced.
Yeah.
Specifically about wolves' fangs. Canine-based animals have fangs. Woman's body. That also matches the harpy. So we have fangs. We have the woman's body. And then with wings, which would also, you could project onto that talons. Because of the wings. You have talons for...
And the movie's title.
It's a harp. Like, they're basically imagining a giant harpy. And instead, you run out of money... And you have to do this.
Yeah, this fucking
this
shit.
guy goes down to Mexico and he's like, all right, I have this fucking idea. Wolf-faced motherfucker. And they're like, wolf. I know a fucking wolf. It's like it's a wolf.
It looks like a turkey with teeth.
It's like a dog-faced thing. It's a wolf. It's got fangs. Got it. Easy. So you want us to make a wolf? He's like, no. It's got to have wings. And they're like, all right. And they're not thinking harpy. They're like, all right, so we got this fucking canine.
We got a wolf with wings. That's easy. That's easy.
We've got a fuzzy motherfucker.
That's easy.
Four sweet little padded paws.
It's easy.
Fangs. But with the wings.
Yeah, that's easy.
That'll be easy. Super easy. It's like, well, it's also got to have the body of a woman.
Fuck. That means bird.
Okay, so...
a turkey.
So we don't know what woman is in English. Can you translate that? And then the director goes, "Gotta have breasts." And they look up breasts and they're like,
turkey breast. It's
Turkey
Thanksgiving.
breast.
It's Thanksgiving time. Google gave him
so we
Thanksgiving.
get a nice bird body. We get a bird body. We got the wings, and that works with the turkey anyway. I don't know why you didn't just say turkey. And then a nice long neck of a turkey. Oh, geez. And then a nice long neck of a turkey, and then you got fangs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a beak, like a turkey, and we got a long turkey neck. But in that beak, we're gonna have some nice little fangs for you. How does that sound? And the director goes, "I don't speak Spanish. So, you know what I gotta do? I just gotta say, here's your $50 American, and you're gonna make me this monster that is wolf-faced, and by wolf-faced I mean fangs, woman's body, wings, talons. It's gonna be harpy. It's gonna be perfect. We're gonna love it. Because we already finished shooting, and we're just gonna throw that shit in there. And then a couple weeks later, they say, here's your creature for your movie. And guess what happens? turns out it's just a giant fucking stupid turkey. What the fuck are you gonna do with that? You're gonna throw it in every scene where the monster's supposed to be in your movie because that was your last $50. And to be honest, 20 of those dollars were on credit. So you have nothing better to do. You're making that movie and you're gonna put it out. And that's gonna be it. God damn it.
Shit.
But that's your fucking movie right there.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
The worst
Poor
part
guy.
about that trivia is I could totally see what happened.
Yeah.
And I just described what happened. And I guarantee you, that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Probably. I feel bad for the main characters. Because, I mean, they're like, hey, you have this hometown hero.
I don't feel bad.
He's in this movie. Everybody fucking laughs. And he's like, shit, I can't be seen here. And he goes home.
I don't feel bad. If he was a better professional, he'd be like, I want to see this monster in this monster movie I'm making. If you're making a monster movie, show me the monster right now.
Well,
I didn't ask.
So I'll give you this.
You get this.
This next segue piece of trivia here about the monster. The poster artists
Oh God.
were purportedly not shown the puppet, nor any other artwork from the film's production.
Well, it's clearly obvious because they didn't even have it until after the movie was way done.
And concluded that the monster was a giant eagle or hawk. Thus, the creature in the posters looks nothing like the beast in the film.
This looks like an eagle. Look at this graceful hawk.
I know.
Look at this long-necked hawk. Hey, you know all about him. It's not that one. It's the next one.
I need to give it some slack here. So you want to know what else is great about this movie and its budget? Is that some of the better special effects are recycled from Earth vs. the Flying Saucers 1956.
No.
So they reused some footage.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Don't just jump to the next piece of trivia.
Yep. That
We've
happened.
got a conspiracy growing here.
What's that?
The director and the producers didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, go ahead. Say what you were about to say. What the fuck they were doing.
Yep.
They had no idea what the fuck they were doing.
Yep. They had no idea.
And for 57, like that was an age where, I am a young professional. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I would never pull the equivalent in my field of turkey.
Of this? Yeah, the monster was fucking horrible. Okay, so we already established that the budget was pretty shit. And that
I
they
hate
didn't...
that we're still doing trivia about this.
I know.
I fucking hate it.
So there's a lot of trivia. So
This
so we
is
already
just
know.
making me not like this movie.
Well, we already know the artists didn't know what this fucking thing was gonna look like. We already know the director didn't know what this fucking thing was gonna look like.
Or
We
the
already knew the
actor.
actors didn't know what this thing was gonna fucking look like. We also I already said that they already like recycled special effects from a different movie.
Yes.
And now you're gonna learn that the footage of the B-25 taking off to attack the giant claw was taken from the movie 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. And you can clearly see the crew artwork belonging to Von Johnson's plane, the ruptured duck on the side of the nose, apparently. So they stole from 2 other films now.
So they had a trash budget, which involved probably either buying or just stealing.
Some stock footage, yeah. Not only that, but some of the stock footage of panicked crowds running was taken from the film The Day the Earth Stood Still in 1951.
Oh my god. I fucking told you. Remember when they
I don't.
because they used the same shot twice. They used one shot in the beginning when it was just the after they like flew down from the Arctic, but then there was a shot where there were a bunch of people running in a city,
Yes,
and it was very clearly not
the same camera.
the people who shot
Yeah.
that movie. And it was a whole bunch of it was a giant crowd running, and I was like, that's not this movie. They took that was either stock footage or they took it from something.
Yeah.
Then later, towards the end of the movie, when they have it on the radio, where it's like, oh, and the bird is attacking the building in Manhattan, before the bird attacks the UN building, when it's like King Konging the Empire State Building, and there's a shot of a lot of people running. And I was like, that was just the same shot from before. That's got to be the shot they're talking about.
I think so.
From the day the Earth stood still.
Probably.
It's got to be.
So, the screenwriter who wrote this movie, Alex, his name was Samuel Newman. He reused the character of Dr. Carol Neumann, the Atom guy.
So
he reused that character.
What's the writer's name?
Samuel Newman.
What was the character?
Dr. Carol Neumann.
Pretty fucking lazy.
Yep. So he used that character for an entirely different film called Invisible Invaders 2 years later.
Is that the one where the aliens
are invisible?
have invisible legs?
I have never seen the 1957 film.
When I was a kid, and like my dad would show me like old sci-fi movies.
Uh-huh.
And there's this movie where there's these monsters. If you want to picture it, this is the best way I think you can picture it is like think of a brontosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
Big old boy. Big mass in the torso area, and then neck, and then legs. But imagine the legs aren't there. So big old torso floating, and then long neck, and then head, but the head is like a sort of like a laser thing that's shooting things.
Gotcha.
And the whole movie was, they're like, how do we fight these floating things? And they realize that the things aren't actually floating, they just figured a way to cloak the legs. So they attack these invisible legs, and they're able to kill the things.
Gotcha, okay.
That's what that sounds like.
Probably.
Might be.
So
it was a fun movie.
So I know we don't really care about goofs as much, but there are some decent goofs.
I count goofs as trivia.
Sure, okay. So there's a character goof.
Okay.
So when they're in the helicopter, when they're in the helicopter searching for the monster's nest, Mitch calls Pierre, the French guy, Pepe.
Where's Pepe?
Yep. Though he
you mean Pierre?
Yes.
I am dying.
Yes. So when the giant bird attacks a squadron of planes, sent to destroy it, the plane that it has in its mouth is a delta wing, meaning it's all like one part of the body. It's a delta wing, so it looks like a triangle.
If you say. Yeah.
Whereas like the actual planes before were like they had full on long wings. I don't know what kind of plane it was. Basically, they were different planes.
I'm getting another beer. Do you want a beer?
I want to say that the movie once again was produced by Columbia Pictures.
Yes.
Which is a great
owned by Sony.
Reputable film company.
Owned by Sony.
They double distribute this. They double billed this movie with The Night the World Exploded.
Well, that's
1957.
It's a movie everyone's heard of.
So another error here is as the plane is carrying the meson, the mason jar cannon.
Give me the mason jar.
As they're flying towards the bird, who is on top of the UN building in New York City. The footage of the plane is actually over San Francisco.
California?
Yeah. So they fucked that one up pretty hard.
Where it was supposed to be?
New York City. And they're in
very
San Francisco.
Similar in the way that they both have a bay and a Golden Gate Bridge. And a thriving gay district.
Watch out for the needles, folks. So I had this factual error, and I called
525,600 minutes.
Did you pay your rent?
525,000 moments of something.
So,
525.
Oh my God. Almost.
The second anyone starts singing Rent, someone was like, "Let's go home."
I
saw Rent. Before we continue on the trivia,
It's fine, no one cares about Rent.
saw Rent in the theater when they made it a movie. I saw it in the theater. Didn't care for it. Didn't like it. Also saw it on Broadway because I'm from the big city. And I saw it on Broadway. And when I walked out, like, my sister loved it. And she was like, wasn't that great? I was like, you know what? I didn't like the movie. The movie was better. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Rent anymore.
We're going to talk about the giant claw. It's fucking the letter G, damn it.
Anyway, so we're talking about Rent, which is a much easier thing to talk about than the trash that we watched.
The lovely trash.
You know, the more we talk about it, the more I'm disappointed in it.
Then let's not talk about it anymore.
I can't wait to
Do you have some random thoughts?
I do. I can't wait to edit this fucking episode and send it to my sister, where I sent the first episode that I edited to her, and she loved it. I can't wait to send this one to her, where we talk about Rent, because my sister's the reason I saw Rent in the movie theater, and it's the reason I saw it on Broadway. So I can't wait to hear her response to me saying the exact same things I've been saying to her for the past probably decade. I think I saw it around like when I was like 14, and I hated it.
Nice.
And 10 years down the line, no new insight on it. I'm just like, this movie was shit. This play was shit.
Nice. All right, do you have any random thoughts, Alex?
I absolutely have random thoughts. I had my first random thought. I started twice, and it's French guy.
Motherfucking Pepe Pierre.
This motherfucker shows up. So Pierre shows up in this movie like a plane crashes. And when a plane crashes, your odds of living are 0. You're in a tube full of explosive liquid. And when it hits the ground, it turns out there's a lot of, like, I guess, friction, I guess.
Something like that.
It sort of lights a whole thing of explosive fluid on fire, and you're inside the explosive fire.
Well, usually it just gets the thing hot enough to get the things going.
If you want to be technical about it, but
'Cause
you're
really
the fucking nerd.
Well, with jet fuel, it has to be atomized, so you gotta, like, spray it.
So you're saying there's no way a building could ignite?
Yeah, the fuel's in the wings.
There's no way a building could ignite if that happened, is what you're saying.
That-
Definitely not a
that's-
skyscraper in Manhattan,
That's
downtown Manhattan.
Not what I'm saying.
Definitely is what you're saying.
It's not. No.
Okay. So, we have French guy.
Inside job.
I get the joke because I made it. So we have this guy. Our main two characters, our male and female lead, carry out a pilot, and then the plane explodes after it's already crashed and they've walked away from a dangerous explosive distance.
Well, cool guys don't look at explosions.
No. And they weren't looking because they didn't realize where the camera was because the director was incompetent.
And paid $50 for the
But
prop.
it explodes, and then they check the guy and he's dead. And the second they're like, oh, he's dead. And then there's this French guy and he's like, bonsoir, mes amis.
Hello, my friends.
Come to my house. It's like a dude in the distance waving, and
I
he's
have
he's
many
like,
wine.
he's like, hello, and we're like, is this a French dude? Like, we were totally shocked that it even happened. That there's, first off, the miracle that there's someone there is like, I will help you. That's a miracle by itself. The second miracle is that the guy has a French accent. And it's really funny because French accents are funny. Hello.
Hello.
I will help you.
Oui.
Such a funny little French dude. And then he said his name, and I wrote in my notes. I wrote, I can't say.
Pierre. But you
But I
couldn't say
couldn't tell.
Pierre at the time.
And then I wrote what we've been saying for a while now, and I'm really glad we initially caught it and we kept doing it, because I was worried we were just gonna forget how they initially described this monster. Where Pierre sees this thing, he goes outside to like help them fetch a car, screams, and then they go out and grab him, pull him back in, and they drag him like they dragged the corpse of the pilot that they dragged before. And they're like, "What did you see?" And he's like,
This motherfucker.
"That's the face of a wolf, the body of a woman, and wings." And it's like, what a sexy fucking that thing like is making my dick hard. Like it's really nice.
Got a Woody right over here.
I was convinced we would totally forget about what
You were
he
also
said.
convinced it would be a fucking wolf with a woman's body.
Well, yeah, if he says that,
You thought it was gonna be this naked chick with like a fake wolf's head.
I believe the movie. No, I thought it was gonna just be a corny like wolf thing with like fake like paper mache like titties on it. Like that's what I thought it was gonna be. Like genuinely, that's what I thought it was gonna be. But I wanted to write it down because I was like, "There's no way we're gonna remember this." But we were lucky, and there was no way we were forgetting it because you can't forget a sentence like that. And then I wrote this.
What did you write, Alex?
I wrote this after the first time you see the monster, where the monster is a turkey. I wrote, "Did indeed have the body of a woman, asterisk."
See notes below.
What is the asterisk? The asterisk is a woman who has been dead for a year, revived, then turned into a shitty bird. That was my note for what this monster looks like. Because it certainly looks like it has the body of a woman that has been dead for a year, then revived, then turned into a shitty bird. And there's no way you can deny that.
Nope, I can't. I physically can't. I logically can't.
Those were my random thoughts. I was very lazy on random thoughts today. I was...
You were snake bitten. You were bitten by a snake tonight.
I'm doing okay, though. I'm doing okay. Checked my pulse. I'm okay. I was really expecting you to carry this one tonight, since you were like, got a movie? Got a drinking game? I was
letting you have these random thoughts here.
Oh, you had a really great movie. This fucking movie rocked me on my heels.
I fucking love this movie.
I could not fucking believe this fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me a drink that was super alcoholic. Excellent move. Really smart move. And then you also included a drinking game. And I'm like, all right, I'm there.
That's exactly what I was going for tonight. I said I gotta get the right movie first off. So I did some hefty research. And then I said, okay, well, not only do we have to go through this movie, but we have to go through this movie enjoyably. What's something that you might not have had as a drink that would like shift your thought a little bit? So that's how we had the snake bite. And then I was going through the IMDb page of this fucking shit show movie, and I just saw highlighted Battleship like 14 times, and I said, fucking drinking game. This has to be it.
Any more?
No, that's how I saw it.
It absolutely fucking worked.
Thank you.
Absolutely worked. That was fantastic.
I'm glad you had a good time.
It was just consistently fun. Watching this bullshit. Drinking your drinks that you gave me is probably a huge bias in your favor. But fuck, like what a great Friday. Especially after the bullshit we had to go through to even set up this stream. It's a nightmare. Wonderful.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery, for going and grabbing that computer.
It was saved us. You saved us. So I guess we'll go to our final part of our podcast.
Yeah.
Which is recommendations.
Yeah, and so since I picked this movie, Alex, would you recommend The Giant Claw? Would you recommend this movie to others? The Giant Claw, 1957, by Frank Sears. Would you recommend this movie? Would you advise others to watch the masterpiece that we just watched? To watch the budget buster that we just watched?
I had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought it was really fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really enjoyable sitting next to you watching this, drinking these excellent drinks that you had.
Yep.
That you made just for me and you.
I
thought it was great. Got really drunk. I loved the experience. Would I recommend this movie? No, I would not. I would not recommend this movie. I guess I'll put a little star on that. The only way I'd recommend this movie is if you're already a little tipsy and you have someone that you can watch a movie with and like crack jokes at. don't watch this movie by yourself at all. You know what? I guess my recommendation is yes, because you're never gonna watch a shitty movie by yourself. If you know the movie's shitty, you're not gonna watch it by yourself. You're gonna watch it with other people.
Probably.
So if you like shitty movies, you've already got
this is great.
You've already got at least one person. Go ahead and watch it.
Yeah.
My heart's like, don't recommend this. It's like boring. It's really boring. It's everything is boring about it except for like what you see right there. Like that's fun, and that only happens like 5 or 6 times, and it's not worth the 80 minutes. I don't think it's worth it, unless you're with a friend.
Yeah, and hammered.
And then it's absolutely worth it.
And playing a drinking game. I mean, bad movies aren't meant for solo enjoyment. It's meant for you and a group of friends to say, look how shitty this movie is. You know, that's what a bad movie's for.
Yeah, I guess I just need to reframe
your reference.
Yeah. I need to just reframe
and that's totally
myself.
Okay.
If we're just talking about bad movies, there's an implication that you're with people that you enjoy.
Sure.
And you're just trying to watch a bad movie.
That'll be our definition.
Then okay.
Love it.
That's our frame of reference for recommendation. If you're with people that you like, would you recommend this movie? In that case, yes. Watch this movie. I would recommend this movie then.
Good.
Hefe.
Sir.
Would you recommend The Giant Claw?
On the same
Released
premise.
in 1957?
Yes.
Directed by Fred F. Sears?
Yes. Keep going.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. No. Go.
Who is it starring?
I don't know.
Jeff Morrow. That's all I know.
I love that guy.
Mara something. Cadbury. Mara Cadbury eggs.
That's pretty close.
It's something like that.
Corday. All right, I won't do this bit anymore. Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah, on the same premise of watching with friends, absolutely. This movie is a great movie where you don't really have to pay attention to it.
Clearly.
You just kind of have to like enjoy the ride of. They paid $50 for the whole fucking premise of this thing, like.
God, that's.
They paid fucking $50 for the whole premise of this movie. This thing that you're seeing on screen right now. If you're watching the Twitch stream, they paid $50 for it, and it's also enjoyable for me right now thinking that they laughed the main character out of the theater. He was so embarrassed.
No, that's who I feel bad about. Because he had no idea.
No, yeah, I know. He had no idea.
It's so shitty.
Yeah. And back in the day, I mean, this was a puppet. This was a marionette. Somebody had to control this thing. Yeah. And it had to compete with Godzilla that came out 3 years earlier, which was a hit. That was a hit.
And they said, we got it.
3 years. And they came up with this in the era of the beginnings of giant monster movies. This is what they came up with.
You also do have to think of the money involved.
Correct. But it was fun, though. It's fun to watch with others.
Yes.
I would recommend it. The fact of the matter here is, with this recommendation, is that the movie was shitty, but we had a good time watching it together.
You had all the power this week.
I did.
And I like that. Because sometimes I want to be dominated. Next week, I will have the power.
Take it back.
I will take back the power.
Strap me down.
You won't have to be strapped down because I've seen the movie that we're gonna watch next week. I already know what we're gonna watch.
Great.
And I'll just pick some beers. You know what? I'll even give it to you. Like, we won't even have to theme it. Pick whatever fucking beer you want. I'll drink it with you because you're gonna.
No, you have the power.
Love this film.
You have the power.
Is that what you want to do?
You have the power.
All right, fine. Then I'll pick the beer. I'll keep it thematic with the letter then.
You don't have to. I did that. I didn't even really do that. It's just a good pairing with tonight. It was coincidental, to be honest. Let's do it.
It's going to be great. Okay?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
So,
Next week is the letter H,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's how the alphabet goes?
Yep. G and then H.
You wanna close us out?
Sure. So, hey, this has been the ABCs of Bad Movies with Alex and Hefe, and this has been the letter G. Hope to see you next week for the letter H. See you later.
That's perfect. I love it. All right, that's it.
That's a fucking wrap.
That's how you do it.
See you guys.
This movie was fucking trash.
I fucking loved it. We love you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Peace.
That was fun.